What's up, dude?
What up?
How are you?
Good.
All right. So this is going to be the first episode of
TradeTalk.
TradeTalk. So I'm Brennan,
I'm Christian.
and we're just going to go through a series of 10 questions that we have here, so that way you guys can get to know us a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and ask Christian the first one here. So, what do you do, and how long have you been doing it for?
So let's see here. Well, I am a day trader. Been doing it for close to 9 years now, give or take. Nine.
Yeah, that's long. Almost 10. You got a decade in the game here.
Yeah. So I'm a futures trader, and I started off with the forex as well, but I've transitioned this year more so into futures.
Nice.
But yeah,
nice.
Kind of what I do.
Well,
no. As well as I am a mentor as well for the Trading Apprentice for Kyle.
Oh,
so yeah.
Kyle. Now, for people who don't know Kyle, who is he and what is his story? How did you get to know Kyle?
That's my best friend.
Best friend.
That's my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Kyle. I met him. Well, I joined his mentorship about a year ago. March actually. So it's been a year.
Absolutely.
It's been a year. So I joined his mentorship. I first heard about Kyle through ICT, actually. Our mentor.
Mm-hmm. Our mentors of the mentors, right?
Yeah. So his video, I watched his interview, and I kind of resonated with Kyle because he came from a construction background, and I come from a construction background too. So I used to do drywall, but he was managing, construction worker, however, like contracts and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I I kept tabs on him since that interview.
Yeah.
And dude was on like a roll. He was getting payouts through my forex funds, FTMO, and then his most recent big one was through Apex, where he made 7 figures. So yeah, I mean, I joined his mentorship, and I at some point I kind of came to some realization where I realized that I can't do this alone anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of need someone who has been able to put the puzzle together and just ask them questions as well. Because doing this by yourself, trading alone, is a lot harder when you don't have a community or some type of support of individuals who have that same mindset as you, where like this has to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So just being surrounded by those type of people really kind of elevated and clicked, made everything click for me for my trading.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It brought you to, what do they say? Your net worth is your network is your net worth. And it sounds like you've expanded that already within 10 years of trading.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from construction till trading, I'm sure is not easy.
No.
Okay.
What do you do, and how long have you been doing it for?
All right. So, like I told you guys earlier, my name is Brennan Ware, and I am 31 years old. I was part of a country club. I was a housekeeping manager and locker room manager for 6 years, 2019 until 2025. So last December, I actually got laid off from my job. And that's kind of what segued me into relying on trading to kind of support my life, because I've been trading now for 8 years. It was 8 years, January 18th, earlier this year. So I was doing that while working, and working was just providing the stability for me to kind of get trading off the ground.
Right.
But it also was kind of a hindrance. I was realizing the longer I started being at a job, because I couldn't put enough time into this. So I was there 6 years, 9 months. And then as of December 10th, I am now on my own, doing my own thing with you, the Funded Few, this podcast. And it's been a wild ride, I will say, just because no one ever prepares you for, one, getting laid off.
Yeah.
I remember that conversation. We could dive deeper into that at a different time, but that is a little bit about me. I'm a college graduate. I went to Marquette from 2013 to 2017, and I was a double major with Psych and Crim. and I had no aspirations of pursuing
Right.
anything in my college degree just because it cost me 55K
Yeah,
to
it's
get
insane.
that degree.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was worth the return on investment.
Yeah, I mean, like just kind of piggyback off of that too. You know, I had some college, level degree certificates. I was a certified nursing assistant working third shift at like
Mm.
19
Ugh.
on the general floor too. So like it
Oh.
was terrible. Like you walking in, and I was working 11 to 7 or 7 to 7.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Terrible. Terrible
terrible.
hours.
Terrible. And honestly, I think that's kind of why, like now, like I kind of resonate to London because I'm so used to being up at that
uh,
time that it's just now a normal habit for me. To
fair.
just like I barely sleep, so it's just like it is what it is. But yeah, no, I was trying to pursue what was it to become a nurse,
Mm.
but I kind of just like stayed away from that because I saw how unhappy nurses were at the end of their shift because they have to like sit here and then not only do they have to provide care, but then they have to do charting, and
Yeah.
charting can take like an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours even after their shift.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it
Every day.
every fucking day. No, okay. I'd rather make whatever you're doing for those 12 hours in a session.
Yeah. Yeah. Half the time. Less
Half
than
the
half the
time,
time.
so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So,
Less work. I
mm-hmm.
can't imagine the type of work you had to do as a CNA and like
Dude,
I I wouldn't want to
it was dirty.
know.
It was dirty.
Did
Definitely
you
some stories.
have to wipe some?
Oh, 100%. Sometimes I'm, you know,
Oh, I wouldn't want to. How long did you do that for?
I did that for about 3 years. So I started at UW, and then from there I moved to Arizona, and then I was a medical assistant there.
Oh,
And then that's when I started trading. When I got involved into IML and all that stuff.
yeah. I think this is like 2017, circa day around there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody remembers IML and
Yeah, Cap USD.
yeah, how hard they hit the scene out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So outside of trading, who are you? What's your identity outside of trading? What type of man are
So I'm the oldest of four boys, right? My poor mother.
you?
But yeah, no, I mean, first generation Hispanic. Mom's from Nicaragua, dad's from Mexico. Um, yeah, I mean, from my dad's been doing construction for almost like 30 plus years, and my mom's been working at the same grocery store for like the last 35 years. So,
Wow.
I mean, no college degree from either or. They're just the backbone of, I guess, of America. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
they've been providing for our family ever since, and I wouldn't say it was like like the best growing up or anything like that, but like I was lucky to have like the parents that I have now. So yeah, I mean they're always able to provide for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow. Wow. Um, what was what do you think's the biggest thing your parents instilled from you as a kid about hard work?
Yeah. I would say to just give it your all. Don't be scared to give it your all either.
That's a good one.
You know, um, you're your biggest critic too. So
Mm.
at the end of the day, like when I told my parents like I didn't want to go to college, they were just still supportive about it. They're like, you'll figure it out either way. So they knew how passionate I was about trading, and it didn't really like take off for me until I would say last year
Wow.
and the year before that. So the year before that was when I made my first 5-figure return, and then last year was the first time I've made my first 6 figures.
It's amazing.
It's
That's
crazy to talk
amazing.
about to this day. Yeah, one payout can literally wipe out all of those years of just studying and grinding.
Makes it worth it.
It makes it worth it at the
Hmm.
end of the day.
Hmm. Fantastic.
Same question to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do I, for me as a man, I'm a father, I have a daughter. So, first and foremost, I identify the most with being a father.
Mm-hmm.
That is just something that has changed me. I became a dad at 28 to a very beautiful girl, very sassy, filled with attitude. But the thing that I will say having a daughter has changed is the ability to kind of love myself more as a man.
Yeah.
Because growing up, my mom immigrated over here when she was 13 from the Philippines, and my dad was adopted when he was 2 in East St. Louis. So I have parents that are young. My parents had me at 20.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have very young parents, and growing up with young parents, it's a little bit different. You know, they more authoritarian. They wanted me to do things their way.
Right.
I never had a voice in my own house. I never could voice what I wanted because, oh, we want what's best for you as, your parents, you need to listen.
Yeah.
So growing up was kind of hard. Telling my parents about trading, they were like, no, you need to go to college. So I went to college for 4 years after high school because they didn't get a chance to. And as everybody knows, your parents always want what's best for you, right?
Yeah.
But the way they go about it may not be what's best for you.
Exactly.
And I found that out the hard way. So I went to college for 4 years, and all was fine. And I realized that I didn't want a job.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go work for the man. But I identify with being a father, college graduate, because those are my two biggest, I guess, identities in my life because I'm a first generation college grad. And to my parents, that was their dream.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that wasn't my dream.
Yeah.
And I can be honest about that. Like those 4 years at school, not fun. Not fun at all because I was on my own. I didn't know how to be on my own. I had a very low wage job at Marquette. I was making $7.25, only making $160 for 2 weeks for books.
That's insane.
Food and stuff like that. So it was a very big transition period in my life. But when I graduated, got married, became a husband and father, things started to shift, and I knew I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be able to give my daughter the life she never had, and I don't want her to go through things that I went through. Like I got my house foreclosed at 16. My parents divorced at 16. I lost everything because of life situations.
Yeah.
Money for me kind of was very. I was always told this: we never have enough. From 12 on, never had enough for things. So I think growing up, the identity for me is to make sure I don't have
To
lack.
feel like that, yeah.
The lack.
The lack of it.
Because right now, I'm just focused on the things that I am grateful for, and that's a father, husband, and just kind of getting some new things here.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit on me, a little long-winded, but come from very different waters, I'd say.
So then, what got you into trading?
Oh, huh. Got me into trading is college debt. I graduated May 2017. Loans kicked in.
Yeah.
And I had a $26,000 private loan. And then I had another federal loan for $13K. So I was like,
That's insane.
What am I going to do? So I picked up trading to have a little extra income. And that is when I found out about IML, International Markets Live. Everybody knows about IML. And then a year later, that's when I met you.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
In Vegas.
We were on a network marketing trading trip.
It was a journey, right? Like it was like some type of come to this cult.
Yeah, more cultish.
More cultish for sure. And
I believe.
Yeah. A lot of affirmations.
Affirmations?
Yeah, a lot of affirmations.
I should have known something was fishy.
Oh yeah, but we were young. We were young. We were in our early 20s.
Impressionable.
Yeah.
For anybody that's in their 20s watching this, you can be impressionable, but don't fall for everything that's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what that was.
Mm-hmm.
They packaged trading into this lifestyle that you could have.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what type of work need to be put in trading, as we're finding out now. So, what strategies have you tried?
I'm like,
you're the guru of strategy.
I am. Like, I can tell you about every strategy that there's out, that could be out there.
What was your first one that got you in a
first one was the typical, the trend is your friend.
Trend is your friend.
Trend lines.
Oh yeah.
that support and resistance. A lot of retail.
Okay.
Garbage, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, there's people out there that still, to this day trade it and they do great.
Absolutely.
So started off with, the typical harmonics as well. the bat harmonic, the
Oh
sharp,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Gartley, like all
yeah.
that.
Little patterns, right?
Yeah, and it worked. There were some days where it worked, some days where it didn't.
Yeah.
And then from there, I transitioned a little bit into what everyone knows now as ICT,
Uh-huh.
right? You actually told me about ICT.
I did.
You stepped away from IML,
I did.
right? And I think you were already a year in. You were a
Uh,
charter member by the time I started because it was his last course.
you were the 2021 group, right?
Yes,
That is the last course.
that was the
That
last
was
course.
the last course.
I was his last little, circle.
Like formal mentorship.
Yeah, where it was drip fed to you.
What was that? Like 150 a month or something
150
like
a
that?
month, and then to become charter, it was 225, and then 3 months later, he completely went for free on YouTube. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was kind of pissed about that.
I was mad about that too. I wasted $2,000
Right.
privately for no reason.
For no reason, and then you're just gonna go ahead and
Here you go.
make it for free.
Yeah.
But hey, great marketer.
He
Great
is.
marketer.
He is.
Would I say educator? That's kind of where I have like a love-hate relationship with ICT.
Yeah.
He can go on tangents, and it's just like, just give me what I need to know.
Yeah.
Don't give me all this other garbage of like how you're feeling on the day. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, the wife's on TikTok.
right.
It's like, I don't really care.
Right.
What's NQ doing today?
Right. Like, yeah. I mean, I will say ICT Foundation.
Okay.
Right. But mentors that I would follow today or utilize their concepts would be T-Trades, Garrett, the MMXM trader, and the OTE trader, as well as Kyle and Matt. So those are like verified traders that I like talk to as well and follow their concepts as well, because it's ICT, but it's straight to the point.
Oh yeah.
So
very easy, very easy. And then I'll piggyback off that as well, because we did learn from the same crazy mentor, ICT. Mm-hmm. I was in the 2020 mentorship group, but prior to that, my first foray into trading was IML. I mean, I had a dude approach me at the gym. You ever learn anything about trading?
Right.
No, but I want to. And that was all she wrote from there. Started learning about, like you were saying, supply and demand. We had Wyckoff, we had harmonic scanner. What else do we have? The Gartley patterns. There is literally a whole bunch of topics under the sun that produce the same result, and that's making money. Right. It's just those didn't resonate with me. No. Getting into ICT, I will say, I will agree with you. He's a good marketer. Could he be a better educator? 110%. I don't think that he needed to put the needle in the haystack with every single topic, especially to be consistent in making money, which is what he wanted as a teacher. Right. I felt like as time went on, he was more concerned about ad revenue, YouTube revenue, because now he's got 1 million subscribers on TikTok or X. YouTube he's approaching 1 million on, and it was all for free. Yeah. So it's just like coming privately, like we were a little disgruntled that he just decided to give that for free, because I spent $2,000 as well as you did to learn this.
Yeah, and at that time, like $2,000 is a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was a 23-year-old kid. Exactly. It's like, I don't got bread like that to shell out, but we made it work. We did. Coming to today, to piggyback what you're saying, like the traders that you mentioned, like there's T-Trades, AM Trades, there's, MMX Trader, there's Dexter. He's really good with standard deviation, something we never got with ICT. No. We just got conceptual theory with no application. Right. Whereas the guys, we're listing, we have conceptual theory with application, with live trades and execution. Mm-hmm. We were just missing a lot of stuff being in his mentorship. But as of right now, how we're trading is just it's a pretty universal model that can go from the daily all the way down to the hour, and we just rinse and repeat instead of having so many concepts. Right. So I think having a simple approach to trading is better.
And it's mechanical.
Yes,
so
it has to be.
It has to be.
For me, I struggle with mechanics. I think I'm so adept to my mechanical strategy that I can just forgo a strategy or two or a step or two. You can't. It's got to be binary and mechanical, and that's something I'm learning even 8 years in. Yeah. All right, so you've been trading now about 9 years or so. At
Mm-hmm.
what point in your journey would you say, I'm I'm here, I made it. It's clicked now. I'm not learning as a student.
Uh-huh.
I'm making money now as a trader.
So I guess like I would say because year seven
Okay.
for me was like the first time that I ever did anything on myself by myself. I I used his his universal model for like the MMXM, right, on Ripple.
Okay.
So I went long, and this was like more so of a long term investment. I didn't think that it was gonna like play out in 3 months, but I went long on Ripple at like 60 cents, and I put in $5,000 at that time,
Okay.
and it was through Coinbase. And as it started to trade higher, I started to map out liquidity or whatever, and I I, I sold all my Ripple at $2.88
From 60.
from 60 cents.
Wow.
So that was the first time where I was able to turn 5,000 into 30,000.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what a return.
So then I withdrew that, and then from there, I finally had the capital to start, Kyle's mentorship. I was going to pull the trigger the year prior to, but I just didn't. I didn't think I was ready. So then finally went into March when I took out my investment from Coinbase and spent what I spent in order to get into his mentorship, and the remaining of that capital I actually put into my own forex.com broker through MT5.
Okay.
So as I was attending his streams and just like picking his brain, because I mean I had full access to him. I'm like, dude, I'm going to bother you.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna remember my name.
That's a good
Like,
student.
like this guy's dedicated. Yeah, I just spent a chunk of change. I'm here.
I'm
I'm here.
here.
So I was just asking questions on questions on questions, and just viewing how he trades as he kind of just put the missing pieces together.
Okay.
There's things that I noticed that I wasn't doing that I should have been doing, like weekly profiles. Like, okay, which day made the low of the week? You can probably anticipate the next day to be what? A continuation of that day, right? So him being able to visualize him put it together and how he uses it made it a little bit more simple for me to follow along and be like, okay, I understand bias now. I understand I should be bullish on this day. And then incorporating the sessions as well, like Asia, London, New York. Did London create the low of the day? Did Asia create the low of the day, or did New York reverse and then anticipate to go higher?
Mm-hmm.
So while I was learning all of that, I passed my 200K account through FXify. You can find me on their payout certificate. I was able to get a return of 44,000.
Wow.
With Flexify, and then at the same time, I was also trading my own personal funds too. I think my biggest day was Euro USD and Euro JPY, and I think it was like 16,000 that I was
Wow.
making that I made that day that I
Wow.
closed out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I was able to turn that. I think I started with 25 on forex.com, and I have all the statements too, and all the wires in case people want to see. But
Yeah. The
I have the
receipts.
receipts, but I was able to turn that account from 25 into 56
That's impressive.
within about a month and a half.
That considering that amount of time, that's impressive. That's impressive.
It don't get me wrong, like it's crazy to think that.
Yeah.
Like it's doable. Like I was locked in my office. Like ever since I made that big investment into Kyle's like Discord, I full on was like, I'm going all in because you have to. You
Absolutely.
either go all in or you don't, or you half-ass it.
Yeah.
You can't half-ass trading when it comes to wanting to wanting to trade and wanting to have that luxury of being able to do what it is that you want to do.
Mm.
Like have the whole day off, not have to work a 9 to 5. So I guess like to like piggyback off of that, what we want to do now is just kind of give back, you know, and give that 22 or 23-year-old person, like student, or aspiring trader, what what we did to make the curve, the learning curve a lot smaller.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you don't have to do all of this in order to be profitable
Correct.
or have a model, or it sometimes too much knowledge isn't always the best, because then you just don't know you get analysis paralysis is what they say. So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't get me wrong, like I can sit here and name off all the PDRAs that ICT talks about, but do I use all of them? No, I don't. You don't need to. Just pick a couple that you resonate with and you like see on the chart, and that's pretty much it.
Which two resonate with you the most in your current trading style
So
today?
I would say imbalances, because price is always looking to rebalance an imbalance, as like a draw on liquidity, or old highs or old lows, as well as order blocks, and that's pretty much it. And swing point formations as well.
Wow. So all that led you to have that impressive run
Mm-hmm.
last year, and you just
Mm-hmm.
stayed dedicated to the craft.
Yeah, I mean, what I did on the higher time frame is, when ICT talks about price being fractal, it's fractal. So I literally caught the monthly fair value gap that we traded back into on Euro USD, waited for that swing point formation on the monthly. We're going from internal to external, right? So each month is going to print a open, low, high, close, open, low, high, close, open, low, high, close. It's just that I traded each month and
You walked it up there.
literally full ported it every time it like hit the
Wow.
low. So
Wow. And it just became that simple for you after some time.
mm-hmm.
You said you went from overcomplicating, and you said a really good point. Analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Too much information is not always good.
No.
And it seems like you've really taken a simple approach as you get into that decade of trading experience and knowledge.
Right.
What what are you going to be doing for year two this year? To recreate. Are you looking to recreate last year? Or are you just trying to repeat the same model that you have been?
So I mean, I'd like to. I'm more so transitioning from a CFD trader, like trading FTMO and all that stuff, to trading futures, because if at the end of the day, it's all a numbers game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like currently right now, I'm funded with TPT. I have 5 of the 150Ks, and this is kind of where you start to detach from the money and just start looking at it as a numbers. Because if you make 1,000 or like $2,000 on one account, you multiply that by five.
Mm.
Tell me the last time you worked a job where you made $1,000 in a single day.
I haven't.
Exactly. So it's just like when you start to detach from the greed and all that stuff, like, and just look for a mechanical model, or an expansion day, and risk a certain amount, that what you're risking and what you're targeting. Have a fixed RR, right? Like if you're shooting a 1 to 2, shoot a 1 to 2 and then be done for the day. Stop trying to make all the money under the sun, right?
Okay.
Because you're not. That's when the greed takes over, and then you start to tilt, right? So like the reason why I'm talking about all this is because those are the things that I struggled with, and I've transitioned from that. It's like once you can start to notice that you're on a tilt, just walk away. Lock your account, walk away, go touch some grass, like ICT says, right? So
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you've gotten really good at identifying the triggers
mm-hmm.
of when I'm not in it right now. Let me walk away,
Yeah.
and that saves you equity. That saves your accounts and saves you from over trading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it click for you?
This will be a good one. When did it click? So I will say, out of my 8 years, it didn't click probably until 3 weeks ago. And the reason I'm chuckling and laughing is because what Christian was saying, as far as having too much information, I'm king of too much information. I have an overly analytical brain to where I need every confirmation possible when I can just have 1 or 2 and have the same result.
Yeah.
So learning to minimize how much information I'm putting in with only 1 or 2 things, like you were saying, imbalance, high and low, wait for your swing point, has completely changed my trading since I started with this funded account with Tradeify in December. I started in December until March. all I got to was about a 1.1% gain, and I was struggling. My system was only making me about $200 per trade.
Mm-hmm.
From April 1st until now, I looked at the stats. I'm at a 3.67 profit factor. I am about 3.5K up for the month. So that's my highest return I've had in ever in my 8 years. And I am 3 trades away from a payout on 100K, 3 trades away from a payout on a 25K, and then 5 trades away on another 25K. So when did it click? I'm going to have to say now because I've been exposed to information that fits me better.
Right.
And I'm not overcomplicating it. So yeah, 8 years, it's starting to click now. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes the journey's better the longer it takes sometimes, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because now you got a story to talk about.
You're right. Because there was a time where I was on a FTMO account for 2 years, and I couldn't get it out of drawdown. I was in drawdown for 2 years on an account and couldn't get it out. And I was like, this has nothing to do with trading. It has everything to do with process.
Exactly.
So yeah, big change. We're real excited. We're real excited. So I really want that first payout. I mean, I've been training 8 years and I still haven't had a payout, and I'm okay to say that because I just wasn't. My process was not right, and I think there's a lot of people out there that can say the same thing. You're going in, grinding, and trading, but that doesn't mean you're progressing.
Right.
It's like you need to sit down and look at the fine-tuned things that you need to change in your model, and then the return will come. And that's one thing that you showed me.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative. I really am. I really am. Because it's, like you said, it's got to be mechanical. For all the people out there that are very averse to losing money, how do you handle losing money in the markets? Like when you have a bad day? This is a good question.
It is a good question, but let's be honest, like no one likes losing money, right? No one does. So, but you have to understand that we're going to have red days. Not every day is going to be a green day. It's how you manage it, right? How do you manage like having a fixed stop loss,
Okay.
or are you trailing your stop loss, right? Like what I have noticed that I am doing a lot different from when I first started trading is I would have a pretty wide stop loss, right? And I wouldn't wait for that confirmation that we're going to start expanding.
Correct.
Right? I'd be like, oh, we tapped out an hourly order block. Oh, I'm entering.
Full port?
Full port. You know what I mean? And then you'd see like price consolidate on the lower time frames. Yeah, it makes sense because it's not ready to expand yet. So I would say the time frame alignment as well from key levels, and trailing a stop loss from when we finally have that change in state of delivery.
Okay. How do you handle a losing day or a losing month or consecutive losing months? Like, what do you do when you're just struggling as a trader?
So I will say what I did prior to, I would just have a fixed stop loss, right?
Okay.
And if I get stopped out, I'd always re-enter. You know what I mean? Like this was before. I'm like, you know what? This order block has to work out.
Right.
You know, I'm entering. Next, you know, I'm down like $400 or $500 in the day. And it is what it is, and and that feeling sucks. But what I've noticed that I've transitioned into is, well, if we have that confirmation of an expansion candle, or a CSD, and then we have a continuation, or we're starting to disrespect bearish PD rates for this bullish example, right?
Okay.
Like let's say we traded through a fair value gap. Now that's an inverted fair value gap. If I started off on the CSD, I'm setting my stop loss at the low, right? Once we start expanding away from that CSD and we trade through that inversion fair value gap, then I'm going break even.
Okay.
Because now it's no longer risk.
Yeah, there's no risk on.
Right. So as price is expanding or trading higher, I look at PDRAs that have been disrespected on the sell side of the curve.
Okay.
Because if it's a market maker sell model into a market maker buy model,
makes sense.
Old areas of accumulation are going to have PDRAs on the buy side of the curve that are going to form, right? So I want to see a bullish fair value gap or something like the same area on the sell side of the curve with the buy side of the curve.
Yeah.
And then I'll start to draw up my my stop loss. But then, as well as I'm taking partials. You got to pay yourself something,
Makes sense.
right? Because you never know what can happen. You could be completely off for the day. Bias could be completely wrong, and you could have taken a little partial or something. You could have paid yourself something at least.
Yeah.
And again, it should come down to, if you drop like one or two contracts, you're going to make at least 100 to 200 to $300 a day
Yeah.
if you take a partial, and that's a day's work
That is a day's work.
in what, 30 minutes, 15, like it could be, the whole session, like
Yeah.
4 hours. That's still 4 hours. You still made 300, $400,
Yeah. Yeah.
that you at least secured.
Rather than 90 to 100 on a $20 an hour job.
Exactly.
Wow.
So,
Not worth. It seems like it's not worth that time, right?
mhm.
Okay. What was what's the most you ever lost in a month?
What's the most that I've ever lost in a month?
Yeah.
So I did. So I mean, I had my lucid accounts last month. I secured two payouts with them, and I had my car accident was on Wednesday, the
Poor
23rd.
Poor Beamer.
I know, total.
Poor Beamer.
And I probably shouldn't have been trading, but I was on payout number 3 of 6, and I really wanted that payout
Yeah.
because I just totaled, someone just totaled my BMW. So
Oof.
I should have identified but everyone tilts, and
Right.
I'm being transparent. I was 1,700 up on 5 of the 50Ks, so I only needed about $300 to to qualify for another
Another 10K payout.
And what happened? I tilted. I blew all that profit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
But I secured two payouts.
Payouts. 20K.
20K. And I mean, I don't know any job that pays me $20,000 a month. Like,
Even the entry fee on that account is probably a couple $100, right?
Yeah, it was
just to get 20K. Like,
it was $65 per account.
$65
Yeah.
to make two 10K payouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard it.
$65
You heard
per
it.
account.
You heard it. That's
So the return on investment. I mean, come on.
so it doesn't matter if you
So
lost the
it
account.
didn't matter that I lost the account. Did it suck? Yeah, it sucked. But the thing is, though, with this skill set, like, you can. I passed the TPT accounts in 11 days.
Ooh, those 150Ks you just
150Ks
in 11 days.
In 11 days.
So you need 9K profit on those, by the way.
Yeah. So I did the math. It's about I ended the $9,000, because one account's at like 9,600, and the other ones are at 9,000. I did the math. I mean, it comes out to like 48K that I made in 11 days, right? But that's you can. You can like not multiply, but like, I guess what I'm saying is like
compound,
right?
It's the power of compounding.
Yeah, exactly. So like, let's see what I can do with TPT. I'm actually really curious and actually really excited. And at the same time, I also passed FTMO.
So did you?
So I have FTMO, I have the 100K, and then on top of that, I have the TPT. FTMO is more so for like long-term trading, swing trading.
Okay.
But then TPT is going to be more so for like intraday, intersession.
That's your business.
Yeah. Quick in and out.
Got it. How many? So what's the total amount of funding that you have right now as a prop firm trader?
As a prop firm trader?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's, 100K with FTMO, and then
so that's 150
by 5. But I mean, again, you can sit here and be like, oh, I manage whatever, but like in reality, you don't really manage that much. You manage 4,500.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
By each 5.
Yeah, it's giving you a portion of that drawdown.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, just to be able to make those type of returns from a portion of that drawdown, it shows you that, one, the skills there, and two, you understand the numbers game. You don't need a lot. No. You have the power of those accounts, but it's just a leverage that you're compounding.
Yeah,
makes sense.
There you go. So, Brendan, how do you handle losing?
Ooh. Well, early on in my trading career, I wasn't the best at handling losses. For example, May 2022, I was on a 40 trade lose streak on my FTMO challenge, and I had no profitable trades. I pretty much lost 10K, no profitable trades. Did I handle that well? No. Why? Because at the time I related my ability to make profit on my ability as a trader. And when you trade, you can't do that because it ruins your confidence. It low key was probably the reason I struggled for so long because I always weighed the losses so heavily when it's just a business transaction. So for me, I had to learn how to balance my emotions losing. Whereas that was my biggest issue because growing up, money was scarce.
Yeah.
I didn't have excess money. So, like anything I held on to or lost was very detrimental to me. But now, how do I handle losses 8 years in? One, I'm going to have those days where my emotions come back. But like you were saying, identify those triggers.
Yeah.
You got to walk away, go touch some grass, go sit outside. But if that's not working, and I tell you guys all this, I will tell you guys this: have a community or a friend that you can talk to or go to. Because I had to do that yesterday. I was one trade away from my first payout, lost money, made it back AM session, tried again PM session, and lost it because I got greedy. And that loss definitely fucked me up yesterday. Not gonna lie. But I talked to you, and then I talked to my wife, my two closest people, and you guys put into perspective that it's okay. It doesn't define me.
Right.
So how do I handle losses today? It doesn't define me as a trader, so I shouldn't have so much emotional impact on that result. Go repeat the mechanical step again. Make your profit.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
So just learning how to balance emotions in these 8 years is my biggest piece of advice when handling losses.
Well said.
Because it can suck.
It can suck. Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure. What's your trading model?
My trading model. So I kind of gravitate towards, are we trading from internal to external, or external to internal? I can visualize internal to external a lot easier than I can visualize external to internal.
Okay.
So that's what I really resonate with.
Makes sense.
Because it's easy, right? You're trading from an imbalance to an old high or old low, right? But obviously, it's all over the community right now. It's getting a lot of buzz. We have Garrett, we have T Trades, we have AM Trades.
Oh yeah.
And the MMX Trader.
Yeah.
That have pretty much incorporated swing points, and it makes sense. A swing point is a lower time frame market maker buy model or a market maker sell model, and it's easy to visualize. So what I'm looking for is I'm trying to time the market for that expansion candle. So you profile either the daily, hourly, 5 minute, or you profile the 4 hour, 15 or 30, and you look for that expansion candle on that time frame with just a simple CSD. And then on top of that, a return to a fair value gap on those lower time frames.
Okay.
So what you're doing on the higher time frame is going to be fractal on the hourly and 30-minute. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy.
So pretty much what I heard
straight
there
to the point.
Yeah. So let's say you're buying inside a range that's preferred, you take it external.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that your eyes draw to pretty easily. Do you have a fixed risk reward ratio? How many points? How much do you risk? Like anything like that?
So that's what I've taken from Dexter. Okay, because Dexter's a great power of 3 trader. I've taken his standard deviations, which is also like, as well as on T-Trade's indicator, those standard deviations that print on the indicator is just from the manipulation leg or that CSD, right? The very first one. But there's a little bit more to it, right? You got -1 to -1.5. That right there is going to be like another reaccumulation or redistribution area to continue to -2 to 2.5. So typically what I'm doing is I'm trying to enter after that manipulation leg at the first CSD or like some type of PD array from -1 to -1.5. And then I'm always looking to take it to -2 to 2.5. So that's going to be my fixed, RR, whatever that comes out to be. It could be a 1 to 2. It could be a, 1 to 3. And I'll take majority of my positions off there, but I'll leave a runner because if we have yet to reach external range and we are trading in the -2 to 2.5 of that standard deviation, we could trade to -3.5 to 4. Just like that one day where we were FaceTiming and we were trading NQ that day.
Yeah.
And it ran for almost 800 points that day. Like
it was huge expansion.
It was insane. I think you actually went over your consistency that day.
I did.
I think you
I did.
you made like what 1,300 when you weren't supposed to make. You were supposed to
Yeah.
make less than
Supposed to make 1200 only in
1,200
a day,
in
and
a
I made
day.
1302 because it was a wild run.
It was.
I didn't anticipate it,
Mm-hmm.
and it went to the standard deviations as printed.
Right, -4, which aligned with Asia session high.
Yeah, and like you were saying with the standard deviations, you can tell when it's overextended,
Mm-hmm.
definitely oversold based off that. It's very, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie.
It is.
It's a little scary, but
it's numbers.
Yeah, it's numbers.
So based off the manipulation, like that's where you get your fixed targets and TP, and you take whatever you can there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many runners do you usually hold in a? If you're trying to capture your full terminus.
1 to 2, like 1 2 contracts left.
That's it.
Like I'll drop like maybe 4 or 5, and then take partials on the way up. Yep.
Nice. And this is across your 5 accounts, huh?
Yeah, you don't really need much. It adds. It multiplies. Yeah. So like 5 contracts is not really 5 contracts. It's
Yeah, by 5 is 25 contracts.
Exactly. So
that's insane. Okay. Sounds like you've perfected your trading model over the years. What was your trading model like when you first started? Was it sporadic? What didn't you have as compared to now?
I will say this. I was very impatient. Very FOMO, like fear of missing out. And I put a lot of more emphasis on trying to make that money, trying to make as much money, right? And not really building a model, not really back testing it, right? Because to this day I still back test. I still go, like I just recently did through TradeZilla.
Yeah, like 6 months worth of. You had an aggressive win rate.
Yeah,
65%,
like 6 months
like
of
that.
Yeah, 6 months of data that I implemented with AM Trade's daily profile, right? Like it makes sense. Like let me incorporate it into like my toolbox, right?
Right.
So it's just like I never did that starting out. I thought I would just learn from my mistakes and at some point just make it work.
Right.
But when you don't know exactly what to look for or what to build off of, then you're always going to be taking losses. I mean,
making that same mistake
same mistake as well.
That was me.
I mean, what patterns do you use?
Ooh, all right. What
Well, what patterns did you start off with?
Yeah.
Right, and then
let's see. Conceptually, after being in ICT's mentorship group, I really drew to order blocks, fair value gaps, and then breakers. Mm-hmm. Those are just the 3 that really laid well to my eyes. But I was only trading them conceptually. Right. No confirmation. So like you said earlier in the podcast, you see it in a fair value gap, full port. Now the fair value gap couldn't have held, right? It could have taken me out, and that's what I found out. I'd enter on the first touch of these with no confirmation, stopped out. Enter again, stopped out. I'm in that consolidation you were talking about. I'm not aligned with expansion. So now I trade the same concepts, but taking a little bit from your toolbox, that confirmation within the concepts aligned with the time. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
Now I have time with the confirmation, with price, with profiles, more things in my toolbox that I found out in 3 weeks, more than 8 years. It's less is more.
Yeah.
I don't power of 3 I trade with, open high, low close, open low, high close, how a candle forms. Understanding the anatomy of the candle you need to have, because if the wick is formed and the body hasn't expanded, you know what's going to happen, especially if it's in line with daily bias now. Whereas before, I guess my strategy was I was just guessing and hoping and praying. I was like, oh, imbalance, order block, you should go higher, right? Because that's what we're taught.
Exactly.
Not the application. So to answer that question, the application that I'm using now is probably swing points at a key level. I want to trade the expansion candle and not get caught in the manipulation leg like I used to. So I would trade either like the C3 candle or a C4, which is just a continuation of price, which is very low risk for me now, and I'm learning to make that repeatable.
Yeah.
Rather than doing what I was doing before. So.
Well, yeah, you've been laid off.
Right? Yeah.
What's in store for you this year?
Ooh. What's in store for me this year? Now that I've been laid off, I would say stepping into my own as a trader and entrepreneur and wanting to give back to the people that believed in me, because there's a lot of people on this way that showed me a lot of support, a lot of love and genuineness, and I want to be able to do that to somebody else. I want to pay that forward, and that just means a lot, because to help somebody out of their situation is pretty powerful, right?
Yeah.
It's like they believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't want to let them down. It's something magical when two minds can come together to make a goal happen,
Yeah.
rather than doing it yourself.
Exactly.
And that was me. I was doing it with myself with no ego. But now that I have a plan, a business partner, a mentor, you could say, and just some level of clarity, I wanna expand, a funded few. I have been pretty privileged enough to be and work with you, and work on kind of getting our story out here to show people that they can change their life around.
Yeah.
That they don't need to settle for CNA work.
No.
Locker room housekeeping work for
Absolutely
menial pay, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So I really want to step on my own as a business owner and a trader, and see what we could do with, making an impact in this world, especially for trading. I want to give back to people the same way you are.
Yeah.
So that's what I see myself for this year and then years beyond.